Hey there, Snicker Snacks. Welcome back to Vorpal Tales Presents Awesome Adventures. As always, I'm your host. I had a 2d20 ready to roll, but the cats just stole them. It's funny because it's true. Space Lord Pajamas. Let's introduce our intrepid adventurers, Tiffany, JT, Jane, and Harry. How you awesome sauce is doing? Tell us who you are and what you'll be playing tonight.
Hi, I'm JT, and I am playing Agatha Stone, Nomad Battle Hacker Nun, which is the best thing I got from my character. So you can find me online is at Zensomancer. Looking forward to tonight.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tiffany, also known as Pinky, and tonight I'll be playing Sidika Kashif, also known as Sid, who just really wants to be best friends with everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Especially Agatha.
Especially.
Especially Agatha. Hello, everyone. I'm Jane, also known as the Confused Crow. Tonight I'll be playing Momoko, who's about to perform an autopsy on an alien. What could go wrong?
Nothing.
Hello, I'm Harry. I play Cassian Copperhead. Oh, also known as the Slubry Cat. That's where you'll find me on YouTube and all that shit. I'm playing Cassian Copperhead. He is a wannabe bounty hunter with a little bit more confidence than he has skill. So we'll see how that goes.
Cool. Awesome. At the top of the show here, I just want to remind everyone that freedom is the right of all sentient beings. Just be excellent to each other and wear a mask. We here at Vorpal Tales are being the best allies we can be and encourage others to do the same. Please find ways to get involved and better your community. So for those of you following along at home, tonight's awesome adventure is Modifius Entertainment's Corvius Belly, Infinity, Inner Worlds, Outer Demons. This episode is brought to you by Large Marge's Donut Barn, or a dozen equals 14. Also, Wales Whiskey, made in Finland with real synthetic whales. Try the new Simpler Times Delight. Make 2021 simpler. Thanks to Modifius Entertainment for publishing some really awesome systems that allow for fantastic adventures. As always, we are using Astral Tabletop, the delicious awesome sauce of online gaming tools, allowing friends to digitally roll some bones together. Thank you to Innate Mid for, again, making some really awesome character sheets that make playing this game online so much easier. Slide into our DMs about how you can get access to these really awesome sheets for all your Astral games. And thank you to Love Your Rebellion, a nonprofit group that empowers marginalized groups through the arts. Please be sure to check out their website, loveyourrebellion.org, for info on their Patreon, zine, and upcoming events. You can always find us role-playing, live tweeting, updating, and recapping on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch at Vorpal Tales. Most importantly, subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/Vorpal Tales. We appreciate all your love and support. That's patreon.com/Vorpal Tales. And with the introduction out of the way, we can get to why everyone's here. What's your favorite planet?
Saturn.
Saturn? Why Saturn?
Sailor Moon.
Okay.
My favorite planet is probably Mars, just because I'm writing my own thing right now, and Mars is a part of it, and so it's at the top of my mind. Boring reason, but yeah.
No, that's a great reason. Jane?
I like
Harry?
Venus.
You like Venus?
Again, Sailor Moon.
You know, I'm going to go with the basic pick and say Earth because air is pretty neat.
Yeah, air is pretty neat. That is a good answer. That's a good pick. Didn't know about the Sailor Moon references. That really took me for a loop there.
Well, I mean, like,
That
my birth, like, planet is Saturn, like Capricorn, you know?
Yeah, gotcha.
But also Sailor Saturn, like, controls time, which is, like, badass.
Yeah.
Sounds
So,
cool.
like, you know.
Time powers are super OP. I just like Sailor Venus because she's like stylish and glam and a little bit of an airhead, so I can relate.
Cool. I dig it. So tonight we continue our awesome adventure with Modifius Entertainment's Corvius Belly, Infinity. Coming aboard the orbital craft, you're immediately greeted with the hollow image of your handler, Mark Twain. I see you bagged and tagged one of them hive mind bastards. Nice work. This image walks alongside of you as you walk through the wide hallway from the shuttlecraft landing bay, escorting a body-sized plastic bag filled with the specimen you picked up on your mission planet side. Hoping you do not mind, but I have taken the liberty processing the data from your mission, and I have it in the ready room, Twain says, as he ushers you into the main corridor that spans the length of your orbiter. He points up the hallway. Med lab's that way. You've got yourself an isolation chamber to slice that bastard open. Otherwise, I'll be waiting for you folks down the way in the ready room. Take time to restock, reload, and refresh your minds. Your minds are ponderous as you try to grasp what has happened so far. The data from the craft showed something, a crew, a strange entity trapped inside a well-crafted box. The crew disappeared. The entity appeared to explode out of the ship. It exited the craft in the most graceless way possible. You're not really sure. Aside from that, the craft fell out of time, out of place. It felt out of time, out of place, foreign yet familiar in all the wrong ways. Hopefully, by sitting down and analyzing the data, you might suss out you might get a sense of this strange case you've been handed. Agents, what do you do? Also, remember your votes from last week. They provide you an extra momentum in your starting pool. So what do you guys do?
Agatha is going to find wherever they keep the stiff drinks and have one.
You do have a small bar in like a sort of lounge room, sort of a break room sort of thing that you have on your ship there. Yeah, totally. Just sit down, throw one back, ease your mind.
Or old fashioned still think is that definitely what Agatha drinks.
If old fashions ever go out of style in any game, then I wouldn't play that game.
I feel bad saying that with 2 under 21s on the cast, but
Well,
Yeah.
he's going to be 21 this month.
No, in February. It's January now.
The babies.
Aw, wow.
so Agatha's going to have an old fashioned.
Okay, cool. So you're lounging in the lounge. What's Sid doing, Tiffany?
Sid is being nosy and looking through everything and kind of like trying to figure stuff out, like what's here, what goes there, why does this do this thing? You know, just kind of being super observant and trying to like, are there bugs in this room? Are they listening in on us?
You know that this is your craft that you've used a few times on a few previous missions. Just sort of like small diplomatic things, nothing as serious as what you're into now. So you trust it pretty well. You know that you work for a clandestine operation, so you know they're always listening somehow, just not from where.
That's true. Well, I'm still just digging around anyway, just because.
Fair enough. Momoko and Cassius, what do you do?
It is autopsy time.
Yeah, I want my bullet back out of that thing's head because those bullets are not cheap.
So are you escorting the body along with Momoko down to the med bay?
Yes.
Yes,
All right.
and why is it that I'm always subjected to spend the most amount of time with you?
Not sure. Maybe we're destined to be. But I need that bullet back because they're expensive. They're pretty high power, and you know those slugs don't come cheap.
The thought of being with you repulses me more than this corpse we're carrying.
I appreciate the flattery. Let's get this thing open.
Cool. So, you wheel it down, not even wheel, it's on like one of them like hover gurneys. And you do have like a special isolation chamber for this this task. It's built specially for like alien bodies and odd entities that you might come across on different planets in the galaxy universe. So yeah, you with Cassian's help, you're able to like hop it over to an actual table, and it's the whole, you know, sort of like morgue autopsy sort of thing where it's like it's basically in like a ditch inside a table, and then there's that little hole on the end where fluids drip down.
In fact, I've in real life done autopsies.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Momoko, what are you doing first? This thing is still in like its biosuit.
Yeah, Momoko's probably gonna have to take that thing off.
I'll just take out my combat knife and hand it like, need this, it's sharp.
I don't want to damage the specimen. You have no tact.
Here, and I'll get a scalpel.
Agatha's gonna kind of like vox over the comm. Those are two different worlds. I got some Warhammer here. Agatha's gonna ask over the comm if they need any help.
Imagine this is one of those things that you might want to check out, so you can take your drink that way if you wanted to. Momoko, do you need help?
You are more than welcome to observe, but I fear that with Cassian hands on board, we already have more than enough. Sid, you are also welcome to observe. I remember you having good note-taking skills.
Look, I'll leave as long as I can get my bullet back. I am serious about that.
Oh, no. I'm happy to finish this drink behind a safety glass while you work.
She's in like a safety protected quarantine sort of thing where if something goes wrong, this thing basically locks down and jettisons into space. So
we lose two of our party. Great.
Yeah, I mean, accidents could happen. It's one of those things. There might be a few second delay before you can run out the door and lock everything down. Who knows?
Is there a button I can keep my increasingly tipsy hand on to jettison my party into space?
You are aware of certain emergency switches around the room that you could run to, and Twain himself is actually sort of hologrammed outside the chamber as well, just watching, not really saying anything, just waiting for you to begin.
Please don't Among Us.
Hand hovering over the purge with fire button.
There is one of those too.
All the Inquisition.
Cool.
So yeah, Momoko's gonna throw a boot at Cassian. This might suit you. It's barbaric enough.
I don't think it would fit. Anyways, can we get that skull open?
All right. I can sense someone is impatient.
I mean, technically, you spent the bullet, so isn't it just casing at this point that you're trying to collect?
Well, no, I'm trying to collect the slug. The casing's in my gun.
Really wants that slug.
Those slugs are expensive. Gunpowder's not. I can put gunpowder back in the cartridge. Hammer out the slug back in its shape.
So I'm assuming I should roll a medicine for this.
Let's see. Yeah, roll a medicine.
Okay.
Ooh. One success.
Can I remember I earned a momentum from last session. Can I use that to hopefully up my successes?
Success is good.
Don't worry about using it yet, because
okay.
You're good. You managed to sort of get the suit off with like a little laser scalpel. You peel it back and you're looking at you have an alliance with like a good version of aliens that are called the Toha, and but they have part of their society has been subjugated by the evolved AI. So that this is one of their younger types that have basically been oppressed into service, but they don't know any better because they've been gaslighted by the AI. So yeah, that's what you're looking at, is a fairly familiar, simply because alliances and treaties and things alien, but its suit is all like battle ready, and it's got the bullet holes in it. So you're looking at a fairly familiar alien, but not necessarily. It's rare that you're ever able to bring one aboard so intact. So give me just give me a general tech roll there, Momoko, as you're sort of using your medical equipment to sort of monitor and see what's going on.
Oh, geez, I would have put more points into tech if I knew I'd be rolling it so much.
Two
yeah.
successes. Look at that. There you go. So yeah, you actually catch something in the data where you realize you haven't really touched the body yet. And you sort of have a protective autopsy sort of suit on. And you kind of look at Cassius and you give him that look of like, don't touch this thing. For good reason, as you detect there's something weird about its biostructure. You're getting hints of like biomechanics in it, and that's unusual for this type of creature. And it's a sense of like, it's kind of like the same thing that Agatha saw on the ship, where it looks infected in a way, but digitally infected.
It seems the specimen has some sort of infection.
And you
Agatha,
realize that if you put any sort of technological equipment against this thing or anything like, it runs the risk of getting breached and getting infected. Like it's that sort of thing.
can I purposely infect what's something not important?
Yeah, you have like weird random surplus scanners, multiples of like different medical equipment that you could easily just put on it, like just sort of set on it and watch what happens to it.
Yeah, I'll do that, and then afterwards just put it into a little Ziploc baggie and write for Agatha. Put it in a bin.
So you do that, and you can kind of see when you place it on there, around it, this little like spark of digital binary code shows up around it, kind of matrixy, and then you can see it sort of wash over the device itself, and then suddenly whatever screens and readouts on it are all like garbled, and kind of like the when Agatha was first accessing the ship, where it was just jumbled code. It was just like this sort of living digital organism that just expanded into the device. So you take that and you put it in like a sealant container, and you can put it into a analyzation device if you want Agatha to take a crack at it.
I retrieve the bullet for Cassian now.
The bullet's fine.
This is what you wanted.
Yes, it's this is not a cheap slug. It's like
so that slug is just it flattens. It's just, it's like
yep.
You'd have to remelt it down and reprocess it in order to reuse it again.
Yep. Well, that's gonna have to happen at some point, but maybe not today.
Perhaps if you were more successful at your work, you wouldn't have to do something.
I'm just surprised this thing flattened. It's got a tungsten jacket. Thing must have had a thick skull.
That armor's a little weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you stay in the chamber with her, or do you leave at this point?
I'll stay just for security's sake, because if there's something funky with this, I'm not super keen on just leaving somebody alone in a room with it.
Okay.
Fine.
So
I'm gonna Vox again and be like, do you want me to take a look at what's going on with the data?
Yes.
That'd be helpful.
Yes. Be warned, it is going to get a little loud. I'm going to use the bone saw on this thing now.
Earplugs.
And Momoko's just got this sadistic glee. Runs out the bone saw.
Gets the chain sword out of it.
The
nice.
Hippocratic oath says I cannot do harm on living.
Um,
Dead off free reign.
kind of want you to roll hacking just because you're hacking this thing up. But
Wait, I thought you were talking to me. I
no,
rolled.
that's fine. We'll save that for a minute.
Okay.
Because that's 2 successes. That's good. Roll a tech for me there, Momoko. Oh wow. Okay.
Wow.
So you're really precise with that huge stall, and you kind of get this thing open in its organs. You can kind of see. You're getting like there's sort of like a floating camera that's going around that's recording everything. You're just muttering into like a mic, and just it's catching everything that you're saying. So all the data is being collected of the autopsy. So at this point, other than the sort of digital infection of it, it seems just to go as a normal autopsy, but you're just gone at this point because you're just in and just pulling things out, measuring, weighing, just draining fluids. You're having a good time. Agatha, you got 2 successes on a hacking roll. So you look at you're able to use the computers on the outside to analyze what's going on with that device she infected, and you can tell that prolonged exposure to you kind of deduce that prolonged exposure to whatever this thing was causes, or if it happens to ignite's a bad word, but if it just happens to like get excited or something, like there's like a radiation of just digital infection that happens from it, is what you kind of deduce from it. And like that corpse is infected, this thing's now infected, and it's not really doing anything bad. It just sort of ruins the device. And Momoko's report from doing the alien autopsy, these guys had kind of gone crazy a little bit and had become obsessed with the ship, and you kind of are able to decipher from some readouts from their comm logs that they just wanted to know what the ship was, but they were still on their mission of like trying to capture any human forces that may have come towards the ship to interrogate them or whatever. Meaning you when you showed up. Yeah, um, you realize that you can kind of get a digital signature out of this thing. So you're almost able to, or you're able to cobble together a small little device that could track this entity just by the sort of weird alien digital infection that it gives off.
When you say track the entities, I mean I can track things like it in general now.
Yes. You would have to be close though in order to like pinpoint it. So it's not like you can just go stick this thing in the air up right now and go, oh, it's that way. You'd actually have to find out and get within a reasonable proximity of it in order to begin to sort of hunt it down.
Okay. Well, first off, I'm going to warn the group that that this thing is going to infect pretty much any of our electronics if the longer that it stays on our ship. So we need to kind of finish this up and jettison it ASAP.
Cool.
All right.
Question: would there be any possible way to make like a Faraday cage for this like thing that is infecting our stuff to contain it so we can take it somewhere to get it analyzed better?
No, you don't have that level of equipment to isolate this thing. Not here, not now.
Okay.
But it's it's not like it's important in of itself, because it's more of just jumbled code that's acting alive more than anything else. Agatha can tell you that. So it's not like studying this weird infection is important. Just knowing that you can track it at this point is really what you're the culmination of everything that you've done. You kind of realize, oh, we can now track this thing that was on that ship and disappeared.
Okay.
If we get close enough.
That's very useful. Is there any way we could access some kind of flight path data or something from this ship or from?
You can have an infinity point because yes, that is the next key thing that you'll probably need. You'll know to do that. You'll know that you either need to contact the local air traffic control for the region, or you could try to hack them.
I'm not a good hacker. If any of you want to try that, you can.
Well, I think we have a good hacker in our group.
You do. You also know that you might cause an international incident if you do fail at this.
Oh.
So,
Can I help for moral support?
We can just call them. That might be a
Yeah,
better.
let's go. Let's try that first, and then
Okay.
if we don't go, we want through official means, then we can consider other options.
all right, sounds good. Momoko, anything else that you want to do with this body before you realize that it's probably not a good idea to keep this thing around?
No, just jot down notes as to like lifestyle and that kind of stuff, just to know what conditions the enemy is in, food, nutrition, all that kind of stuff. But Momoko's gonna calm the group. We have people capable of socializing, correct? I can, but I don't enjoy it.
I can try.
Oh, Cassian, you think you're so silver-tongued.
Well, I can. We'll see. We'll let them decide, okay?
Yeah.
See, I'll punch in the number. That's how that works nowadays. In the future.
So, Momoko, you sort of button everything up. You get good data on this thing. You had a pretty good autopsy for what it was, and you're able to. You actually were pretty successful autopsy, which a lot of times you're not able to do on this alien species, just because you do have an alliance with them, and it's not like they want you to be hacking their people open. But getting one from the enemy that's been subjugated is a pretty good thing. So, cool. So you pack it all up, you wrap it all up, you leave all your stuff inside the module, and you just incinerate everything inside and jettison the debris out back into space. So you're good. Cassian, give me just 1 second. Cool. Where did that bookmark go? Cool. So you'll know you'll need to contact the region, the national region of Dubala, which is you're an O12 agent. They'll talk to you. But you need to come up with a really good reason for why you need the flight data for the past several weeks.
Mm-hmm. I think I have an idea.
Okay, cool. So you're able to make the call, just sort of like throw out your credentials, and you get a guy on the phone, and he's just like, "Can I help you?"
Hi. Yes. We're working with O12. We are in the process of following up on some concerning information regarding a downed piece of equipment that it was of very high value. It appears to have gone missing over your airspace. We suspect from some kind of mechanical failure. And we were wondering if you had any information on this ship, and I'll send him like the ship's serial number or its identification code.
Give me a quick so you do, and he is just kind of looking at everything. He's like, yeah, no, I don't see anything there. Give me a psychology roll.
Okay, let's see. I'm not terrible at that, but nope. 1
success. You think he's lying, and you think by giving him the serial code that might not have been the best idea.
Yeah, now looking back on that, Well, we know it was here, and we're going to try and track it down. So I feel like this could be a lot easier for everybody involved if you just helped me out and, gave me whatever data you have. Like, this isn't just going to go away.
This ain't just, I hand over stuff that you need day. Like, that's not what this is. Like, I could get in trouble for giving you this type of stuff. What's in it for me?
What's in it for you? Well, you could also get in trouble for not giving us this kind of stuff.
Can I really?
You absolutely can.
Can I?
Okay, let's see. Okay,
Agatha
what
would
do you
like
need?
to interject into the sort of interpersonal, sort of the intercom
Yep.
with Cassie and say, I'm just going to go for it. And as that conversation continues, Agatha wants to see what she can find via hacking.
Okay. Give me a hacking roll. Wow, 2 successes. What is going on? Good job. So you're able to, you need to get into their flight control data. So you already know the kind of nodes that you need to hop into. So you're able to get there. And you're in their network and you're looking around, and if you're able to find this guy's workstation, you would just be able to like siphon the data right off of his screen. So give me another hack.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm going to sort of relay what you just said to Cassie again as he talks, and give it another shot.
Yeah, I'm just now keeping the guy busy, arguing with him over jurisdictions and
1 success.
who needs what information.
Give me a persuade roll to try to keep him on the phone, Cassian.
Okay, I'm not bad at that. And never mind, I'm rather bad at that.
Can Momoko sweep in and just be like, let someone more official come in?
You kind of can like dump him out of the way. You can see his fingers right about to hit the power button to just end the call. So what do you say to him to grab his attention?
Sir, you hold on, stay on the line. I have important medical information I need to pass on to the information at your base's medical technician.
This is okay. So call the medical base. This is flight control. What? Am I
No,
your secretary?
this. Well, excuse me. No, this is important information correlating to our flight path as well, since we need to chart this information into with safer hands.
Look, lady, I just track ships all day. I don't know what you want.
All right. Well,
All right,
we
look.
need to know the tracking information of. Is there like an important space government?
I'm just going-
UN thing? No, that's out of character. Like, is there a space UN kind of thing?
Yeah, you guys are the space UN, basically.
Oh, okay.
But,
I need to know the information of the next large ship that will be coming through our location as to safer handle the information we have and which needs to be processed.
Lady, you want flight records? You want God, what are those called? Not charts. When you make a flight, what are those things called?
Reservation?
No, not a reservation. It's a crap.
It logs?
No, not a log. It's like crap. It's just on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, Agatha, you got a 1 hacking success. So you're able to, you know this dude's place, or you know this dude's terminal, but you're just not able to get through with that 1 success. You're hitting the wall.
All right, so Agatha's gonna be like, "Hey, new plan. Let's do this dirty."
Flight plan. Holy shit, flight plan.
Thank you, Patty.
Agatha's gonna sort of again vox to the group. Hey, if we can get to the terminal, we can get what we want. Do you want to do this dirty in person? And let the group decide. Sort of saying that in a way that says, do you want to keep him on the line, or do you want to just hang up and figure out this other way?
You're in, so you could probably try to hack it one more time to see if you're able to get in. But if you press your luck past that, you'll probably start throwing up alarms or something.
So I can try one more time without alarms?
Yeah, because that them talking to him, he's not looking at his screen really, so he has no idea like you're moving the cursor or something along those lines. 2 successes. Wow, look at you. So yeah, you're able to install a small little program that's just sucking away his screen, just recording it, and then you're actually able to access that application that he's using, and then you're just able to like pull the flight records, and yeah, you get it pretty quickly. And Momoko, what are you? He's talking about if you need to get flight plans, like contact your superiors. Like he's.
Sumimasen, my translator is having issues. You see, my friend was trying to get the flight path information because one of our former comrades, that's the word, right? Yes, our comrade was on the flight record, and we want to know what happened to him.
All right, look, send me an email or something. Maybe I'll take a look, but otherwise, I gotta go. You're wasting my time.
Oh, please, no, you could be.
All right, have a nice day. Bye. Click.
Shit.
Cassian, what were you saying to that man?
I was trying to get information. He was being obstinate. I knew he's lying. So, yeah.
And you tried to intimidate him?
Well, I tried to argue jurisdiction with him, but he actually knew his shit, so it didn't work.
Obviously, you can't drive anyone to pity other than to pity you, but you should have gone for that angle. Momoko's gonna vox to Sid. Sid, how is the virus looking? Is it being contained?
I assume so. That was Agatha's thing. I'm not allowed to touch that stuff without asking.
Agatha, how is hacking going?
Hacking is... Well, I don't know that I'm hacking at the moment. We got
you actually got the data you were looking for. Who understands flight plans?
What role would that be?
Yeah.
Analysis.
I can pilot.
Yeah, I would say either pilot or analysis for this to kind of study what's going on.
I can
I'm good
do
at
either one.
I'm really
Sid,
good at it.
Sid, you haven't done anything yet. Roll what you want.
Okay, I would like to use one of my items from last that I got in a boat.
Okay, cool.
Just to...
So you got 3 successes. So, you just kind of lean over to Agatha and like best friends and like just get the data. And you're able to, you're looking for this ship. The region that it was starting to go down in. And after only a few minutes, you're actually able to find it. Because you kind of knew the day, time, whatever. And you find it. And you find it show up, and it kind of shows up out of nowhere. And you can definitely tell that it, during its flight path, that it was actually flying. It was being tracked, and it was flagged as like an anomaly because they tried to hail it, and there was no hails. More so, they didn't recognize the ID of it. So before they could do anything about it, it just fell out of the sky. And then they started tracking something else that went in a direction towards the main city of Al Hadid. But then they lost it. It just fell off the radar.
Oh. Okay. I'm assuming I would know that city pretty well.
Yes, it's the main capital city in this region.
Okay. Yeah, Sid kind of like panics a little bit. And explains all the information to the rest of the group. She's just kind of like, so this was like a thing, and then some other stuff started happening, and I don't think that's a good idea. We should probably check that area out. People
Yeah,
can be hurt.
We could find the GPS location of where it went down. Well, we know where it went down, where it went off the radar.
A question, are there still black boxes in this world? Like, do they still exist?
Yeah, but you have everything that you would have gotten from a black box. So now
okay.
you know that what you were looking for was not necessarily the ship itself, but what happened to it while it was still in the air. And Sid was able to pinpoint the event of something exploding out of the ship. The ship falls, and then you see whatever exploded out of it go one way, and disappears. But it's heading towards the city. You also know that there has been no reports of anything weird happening in that city. There was no comets that fell, no debris that was discovered. None of that was picked up.
And the crash, do we know the GPS location now, like where the crash occurred? Because it went off the map right by the city, like where we found the ship. How far away from the city was it?
A good enough distance to where it was whatever exploded out of it was able to fly for a distance and then disappear to the point where like nobody was able to reel it. They're like, okay, maybe it went to the city, maybe it burst in the air, who knows, burned up in the air, not sure. But there was no reports of anything in between those points. So
okay.
Has the city had any technical issues lately?
That's a good question. You could dig into that. Would be something that lifestyle would bring up for you.
Oh, I am good at that. Yes, hello, we like doing things that we are good at. Dice roll, please not.
Wow, again, 2 successes. Is this thing broken?
We are rolling hot today.
Look at that. Okay, so yeah, you actually get reports of there's a certain section in the city that's been a lot more my internet cable is out sort of reports. I mean, they're not that in this futuristic world, but that's the level of like what they are. Like my my connections just aren't working, or I'm getting weird data, weird timeouts, that sort of thing, when that's not something that typically should happen. In some tech support, it's just like I don't know, like.
Then we should probably head to the city.
Having worked in tech support, I don't know is the perfect answer to that question.
Have you tried turning it back on?
Yes, I was just about to say, did you reboot your router? Did you reboot the equipment? Like, I don't know. What do you want?
Yeah, we should probably head to the city. If that thing was sentient, that's probably where it headed.
We'll send out a technician.
Increase in technical errors is interesting, to say the least.
So you're able to restock, resupply. You all get light combat gear, like I mentioned in the chat previous to the show. So that actually gives you like protection of 1 in all spots, and also gives you 1 BTS, which will protect you from like hacking and things like that. Cool. So anything else that you want to do before you head out?
I guess maybe prepare life. A med kit, knowing what happened last time.
Yeah, you actually do remember what you saw. Like a person in quotes came out of that box and then disappeared into a flash of light. So the reports that you're reading it wasn't like a human streaking in the air, because they didn't get that good of resolution on it, but you're kind of thinking like maybe a human entity shot out of that thing, exploded. What? That's weird. So yeah, good times.
Is question is lifestyle sort of the equivalent of something like Streetwise or Underworld or something like
Yes. Lifestyle is kind of the lifestyle that you live, the lifestyle of how others live. It's the social skill.
that? Okay. So if I wanted to tap sort of what's what I'm looking for. Tap like social media for any weirdness beyond what we already know from like the news. Would there be any kind of like underground social media type thing that I could tap with lifestyle? That
Oh,
maybe-
that's always a thing. Yeah, if you want to roll it and see what you can get.
I got a 1.
1. Nothing stands out to you that gives you any sort of discernible information where you're like, oh shit, that's a clue. Nothing there.
Well, folks, there's nothing there.
Let's see. You do get the names of like some people in the area that maybe if you talk to them might know something. You tag on to some dude's message board that he runs, his like YouTube channel, where he saw an opportunity to like help people try to fix their own routers or fix their own Maya equipment. And you saw a big uptick in those searches in sort of the same region that you're already know about, but nothing that's like, oh, clue. Nothing along those lines.
His name is definitely TJ.
TJ. Yes, his name is TJ.
I approve of this name.
So I'm going to recommend that we pay TJ a visit.
Okay.
See what he knows. What do you think, group?
I am down for that. Yeah.
Should we bring a welcoming gift?
If you mean that in the like alluding to violence, I don't think we should.
No, Cassian, we are not blinding another person.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
I just think having 4 strangers show up at your door empty-handed is a bit rude. But then again, you wouldn't know what polite is if it smacked you on the back of the head.
Ooh,
Probably. Yeah.
Fruit.
Do we? Yeah. So as a group, do we want to just show up as O12 agents? Because I'm sure this guy would be giddy to meet O12 agents.
Honestly, yeah. If-
Or do we want to play it a little quieter than that?
odds or evens?
I'm okay with letting him know we're O12. I think you're probably right that he'd be very interested in what we have to say and probably interested in helping us.
Momoko's
picked
gonna crack a
odds,
little
by the
fruit
way.
basket.
Odds? Okay.
Yes.
All right, cool.
No fruit basket. The little note, like, we promise we won't have you taken in the night.
Yeah, you have like a really cheap bottle of wine that was somehow on the ship. That was like stocked in the little mini fridge, basically. Yeah, in like a crunch bar or something. I don't know. Yeah. So you in like a small like little baggy, little gift bag that you find lying around. Because those things are on spaceships. So yeah, you're able to take a shuttle down. You land at the local municipal place, show your credentials, and yeah, you can take a taxi to TJ's house. You know, JT, by doing this, you're gonna screw me when I try to say your name half the times now, right?
You know what? It's so worth it that I don't care.
All right. So TJ lives in, because there's no abject poverty in this world. He lives in a fairly decent apartment complex that all of us would think was really nice, but in this world, it's just kind of like adequate, kind of like subpar or whatever. He lives off a streamer salary, so he's able to make a decent living and live in like a sort of yuppie, ritzy area. So yeah.
Depends on the streamer.
Yeah. He's like a mid-tier sort of streamer, like not just has enough votes to hit that monetary kick in. So yeah. Yeah. How do you approach this guy's door? Like, what do you do?
You should just knock.
Yeah.
Yeah, Agatha's real unconcerned.
Okay. You knock on his door. It takes a moment. And you kind of see this hollow thing show up on the outside of his door, and you can tell like he's in a bathrobe. He probably is just wearing pajama pants, no shirt, and he's got like VR goggles and things on, and you can tell he's in the middle of the stream. He's like, yeah, viewers, I'm answering the door. How cool is that?
Oh,
I don't like this at all. I don't want. It's one thing to have TJ know where O12 is.
face the other way.
Konnichiwa.
Holy shit, she's talking Japanese. How cool is that?
Delivery service for you.
What? I didn't get no deliveries. What are you talking about?
Special randomized selection.
Hold on. I'm going to actually put it to vote in the chat stream. If you think I should answer the door, click yes. If you don't think so, just click no.
Oh my god.
Momoko's gonna like try to be all cute.
Oh, I'm totally hacking the stream to make.
Yeah,
sure
I was gonna
we
say,
access the
Agatha,
door.
can you bring this stream offline?
I was actually just gonna. Is it possible for my character just to walk on the outside of like the building and just yank the cord? The telephone line on the outside.
You would.
Unless he's hanging his internet cord out the window. Like,
I mean, it's in the wall. You could hit a junction box and like kick out possibly the
I have
power.
some
And
breaching charges if you want to blow out a column.
I
We're
just-
going way bigger than we.
this is real loud for a civilian. Okay, so collectively, you can all look at each other and make a decision on how you're actually going to figure this out. But talk it out. What are you going to do? Because this guy is like putting it a vote whether you should be
I'd like to just hack it to make sure that all the bots that I've just put into a stream both make him a very popular streamer overnight right now, and also make sure he opens the damn door.
Okay. Give me a hacking roll.
I'm only clicking on hacking this entire game. It's fine.
That's fine. You're good at it, so it doesn't matter. 2 successes. Look at you. You're really good at it. And Sid, give me a tech roll.
Boop.
2 successes as well. Holy crap. So you're actually able to like manipulate his stream. And between you and Sid finding his junction box and killing the power to his apartment, you make sure that he doesn't have like a backup or anything. Like you basically kill his headset and his streaming capabilities. And the junction box takes care of it for good, for the most part. And Sid, you're actually able to see that he did have like a backup line, and you unplug that. And yeah, so his hollow screen on his door kind of zips out. It's just like, and you hear behind, damn it, where I paid my power. What is going on? All right, hold on. Got to put a shirt on. Comes back, answers the door. He kind of cracks a little bit. Still in pajamas, and he has like a t-shirt now. It's like, who are you? Why are you knocking
Agatha
at?
Stone, O12.
Oh
She'd
shit.
like to talk to you.
Close the door.
You're not in trouble.
Knock on it some more.
Yeah,
We
go
just want
away.
to talk to you. This has nothing to do with you.
I didn't do anything.
You're-
Alcohol.
You're not in trouble.
Cracks the door again. You promise?
Here's my card.
If you were in trouble,
Call your lawyer if you want.
like,
Don't normally say that.
And he kind of throws the door wide open. He's like, all right, fine. I haven't had visitors in a while, so
That's evident.
it might smell. Anyway,
I got them.
Here, And
He sits down at his big, and it's just like he's got like 2 CPUs, like 10 monitors, just the sound system, and it's just obnoxious.
I'm
but
imagining.
No, what's that, JT?
I'm imagining like cyberpunk art where it's literally just like Chinese takeout, empty Chinese takeout boxes everywhere.
Yep.
There's not really furniture. There's just what sort of is furniture, because I don't know, maybe that's a chair, possibly. Just the bare minimums. You can tell that the refrigerator, there's nothing in it. He just orders takeout all the time. You can kind of glance into the bedroom. There's nothing in the bedroom. This guy probably just sleeps on the floor, if he sleeps at all. So yeah, he kind of spins around his chair, and he's got his hands folded on his stomach. He's really slouched in his chair. He's like, "What? I can only talk to you because my stream's down. I don't know what's wrong with that."
Yeah, sorry about that.
That wasn't you, was it?
No, that was us.
No, it was you, or no, it wasn't you?
It was us. We couldn't have you, live streaming our identities to however many thousand
What?
people watch
Do you know how much money I'm losing right now? Like you
TJ,
cut into my...
TJ,
What?
I know what I'm doing. You've tripled your stream numbers
What?
when you go
No,
when you
it's
go
garbage.
Next. I
Don't-
promise you, your numbers have tripled when you come online next. Hold me to that promise.
All right, you know what? I am gonna hold you to that promise. I want your card again. What's your card? What's your badge number or whatever you guys use?
Agatha Stone 012. There's no
All right,
number. It's just a name and a title.
I
All
like
right,
the
I'm gonna
idea of
remember that.
calling up our handler and being like, I would promise my stream number.
I know we said no violence, just but this one is fine. Would you like to use the bottle on him?
No. This can be handled amicably. We were wondering, we saw an increase in traffic regarding some videos you made about restoring certain internet access. We were wondering if you knew anything about the blackouts of internet that have been going on.
Yeah, that's been kind of weird. It's been the past few weeks ish, maybe. Anyway, some people online were like, "Oh, my internet's out" or whatever, and it's like, well, my Maya's not working, and just, I threw out some couple of streams. I had a couple of neighbors ask me because they know I do internet stuff, and well, yeah, I tried to help them, but I don't know. It's real weird. It blips in and out. It just started a couple weeks ago in the area. I've actually had to call the Chinese place and not use their website. I don't know what's up with that. Anyway,
I hate that. Don't you hate that?
So
yeah, it's terrible. I don't like calling. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's somewhere in this area. I don't know. It's just weird. It's the last 2 weeks. It's been glitchy.
have you noticed a pattern with people complaining about it? If there's any geographical similarities?
I'm not good at that, but I don't know. There's I don't know where I order all my food. It's a couple blocks over. That every one of them, they've had bad connections, and it's been hard to get food lately. I think
Okay,
I've
can
lost
you
the pound.
Mark that on our maps.
Yeah, and he just he tells you a street name, which is a
Perfect.
few blocks over.
We have our lead then, I think. Is there anything else we want to ask him?
Translation, no.
No, I don't think he's exactly got the most amount of information
Yeah, that's true.
in this. We got what we needed.
I asked if
Agatha
I could
keeps her
follow him on
promises, though.
Instagram.
Yeah. All right, TJ. Enjoy the rest of your stream. And this goes without saying, but don't tell anybody about this.
Enjoy your wine.
What did you say, Sid?
If I could follow him on Instagram, give me a follow.
Yeah, I'll follow you on social media. Weird. Wait, did you say I couldn't say anything with this? That wasn't part of the deal.
It is part of the deal now, or you're not getting triple streams.
Ooh, you got to persuade him.
Oh, yeah, and also
Right.
we'll detain you if you do.
What? No, that's against my rights.
No, it's not. You're not allowed to talk.
I got one success.
We're the O12. We don't
Success.
care.
Let's see. Oh yeah, he's like, oh, okay, fine.
And we will be watching.
Like my stream, like you'll give me views, like you'll give me those like 4 extra views.
Yes, I will subscribe right now in addition to the triple numbers that I've just.
Yeah, man, smash that like and subscribe. It'll be great. All right, cool.
I don't like to be called man. Don't.
Is that wine?
Don't
Yes.
ever call
Oh,
me man.
lady,
Again.
sorry. I don't know. Whatever you want. Gender fluid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Alcohol.
Folks. People's.
Folks, I like folks. People,
Folks.
person.
All right, folks, get out of my place.
Yep. Have a nice life. I
Like
guess.
being called buddy.
He cracks open the wine and just starts drinking it.
Yeah, Momoko
This has
wants
been
to do the same.
he has peaked. TJ has peaked today.
Yes. Let's,
The
let's
rest of his
bring
life is
internet
downhill
back
from now.
online.
What was I gonna say?
That one.
Wow, TJ, what a character. Do you turn on his power again?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Turn back on his power. You can already hear him like, holy shit, man, you won't believe what just happened, but I can't tell you what happened. But like, let's just say some people showed up, and like you're watching the stream, and like he doesn't give away what happened, but he's 1 or 2 words away from like just spilling all the beans. But
As he continues to talk, I drop the viewers.
Hey, yeah. And he's actually noticing that, and you can sort of like scale it back up, and he just goes off on a tangent on like Chinese food and why peanuts. I don't know.
Wonderful.
Cool. So it doesn't take you that long to get up a few blocks, and you are in sort of like an eatery district. You actually recognize the Chinese restaurant that he orders from, and not a few places down is an actual large Marge's Donut Barn.
All right. And we have that. We can like detect the scrap code, right? Like.
Yes,
Does
you
it
actually
that-
have your tracker. So does anybody look at that at the moment?
Yes, absolutely. I'm a bounty hunter. Looking at my tracker is like half my job.
Cool. Your tracker, you actually can see like you've got, it's that like sort of like alien blip thing where it just blips and like gives off a little tone a little louder and faster the closer you get. So yeah, you actually pointed at the donut barn and you're like, oh, well, it's in there? What?
Okay, well, we have a donut barn to investigate then. Should we pose as
like-
customers or just flashbang everybody?
I'd like to buy Gray's donut. I feel like
Jesus
I'm
Christ. Momoko's over here, I want to buy Trace donuts, and you're just like flashbangs
The
everybody?
flashbang was sarcastic for the record.
Would you like to buy donuts with me? I feel like I need a treat after that experience.
Yeah, so how do you guys approach the donut barn?
Yeah, Momoko's just gonna go in, just like, I want a glazed donut.
Okay, you go in and it's actually bigger than you thought it would be. It's a pretty big donut shop, but it's like almost like a throwback donut shop, where you know that there are some eateries where like they throw back to ancient times and like it's that nostalgia thing. So this is a nostalgia thing, but in mass marketing, almost Walmart size form. There's just seats and tables everywhere. There's a lot of like waitresses moving around. It's all like they got all their uniforms and everything. There is a counter, but it's freaking huge. Where just hundreds of people are actually sitting at this counter. It's nostalgia at its largest mass marketing possible. and you're standing at like one of 6 entrances.
Gross.
Sid, they have pink donuts here. Would you like me to? They have
Yes.
a lot of pink donuts. They have
There's like 3 shades of pink donut, and they all taste different. One's definitely a strawberry icing one.
Strawberry,
Momoko-
raspberry, and cherry.
Right, but the
Momoko's
cherry's
just so
more red.
overwhelmed.
Right, you wanted a glazed donut. They have 15 different versions of a glazed donut. You can have a cake glazed donut. You can have a lightly glazed donut. You can have non-sugar glazed donut. You can have like a non-gluten, non-sugar, low-fat glazed donut with the glaze not actually glazed donut. Yeah.
Huh, if they have this many donuts, I wonder if they have mochi donuts as well.
What kind of donuts?
Mochi donuts.
They
They're
make
so
mochi.
good.
So I've had mochi, but I've never had a mochi donut.
So
and,
mochi donuts are basically donuts, but instead of made with wheat, they're made with tofu. So they have this very soft, fluffy, chewy texture, and they look like a baby teething toy with the little circles.
Mhm.
Okay.
And they're so good.
All right. I will have to try this, even though I'm not a huge tofu person. Cool. Yes, they do have mochi donuts. There's like 2 different kinds.
Oh yeah, Momoko's just getting it. She's just like, I have not had these in years. Please give me a box full.
Do you sit down? What do you do?
Sid, would you like to sit down? I don't. There are too many people here. I don't like this.
I personally would love to sit down, but if you're feeling uncomfortable, I would be okay with us not sitting. But I think it'd be good for us to be able to scope the place out and be able to
Understood.
go in.
That table. And Momoko will point to a very isolated table.
This whole time, I'm just watching my scanner.
Momoko will box to the rest of them. Would you like us to place donut or coffee orders for you?
I'm all right for now, but
Momoko and
is
Sid
anything
are going to
hap-
sit down. Nothing's happened. Like, nobody looks at you weird because just everybody's having a nice lunch afternoon. So Momoko and Sid go sit down. Cassian, what are you doing?
I'm watching I'm keeping my distance, and I'm sort of watching the crowd, looking for anybody being suspicious, behaving weirdly, and I'm also watching my scanner, as well as any other tech I have, just to see if it starts to become on the fritz.
Your scanner every once in a while like stops blipping, and you kind of read that as maybe it's glitching. You're not sure, but it comes back almost immediately every time, and it's blipping really fast now, and you're not sure who or what you're looking for necessarily.
I'm just gonna take a walk around then.
Okay.
And see if it gets faster or just completely shuts off near anybody.
Cool. Agatha, what do you do?
I'm just gonna kind of keep an eye out.
Okay. Cassian, you are walking around looking at your device. Give me an observation roll.
Okay, let's do it. I'm not terrible at that. Oops,
Wow. What is with
that's
all the
2
successes? That is awesome. Okay. Cool. So you are walking around looking at your device, and you definitely can tell there is a different resonance in your blippage on the device. You point it in one way, you point it in another, and you get a general direction and you get a general area, but you're just in the middle of a shit ton of people, and you've kind of run out your resources at this point. And you know what? We'll take a short break at this point as we try to figure out the mystery of the donut shop.
Okay.
So we'll be back in 10 minutes, 10:27,
Okay, sounds perfect.
10:30ish. All right.
All right.
Hey there, Snicker Snacks. Welcome back to Vorpal Tales Presents Awesome Adventures, our Infinity game. We had just left with Cassian standing in the middle of the donut shop, looking like a jackwag, holding the device out. Like, I don't know what's going on. What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm walking around looking for one particular person that really sets it off, but there's so many people I have no idea.
Right. It's pretty crowded. We'll go back to Sid and Momoko. You were sitting at a night. It's one of those things where like, oh, two, and they seat you at a four top. So you're sitting there. There's two other chairs. And what do you two do?
Moko's just enjoying the donuts. Like, she hasn't had these since she was young. She's just like, oh, this is amazing. Are we supposed to be focusing on something?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we are. I mean, there's some shenanigans here.
Huh.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it, right?
Oh, no, I just noticed that they had a flavor that I thought they wouldn't have. They have vodka. I'm sorry, were you saying something?
I just really like this donut.
So it's Gossip Girls with donuts.
Oishi desu.
Agatha, are you still standing at the door?
Agatha has decided that, like, the very opening scene of Mr. Robot would like to check the Maya connection to see how fast it is and see if it is inappropriately fast for a donut shop.
It is. Obscenely inappropriate.
Okay.
But
then
you realize
I want to roll a hacking.
You realize that's just by consequence. That's nothing related to anything that you're investigating. Just like corporate's just like, yeah, give me the fastest, whatever. Okay, you can roll a hacking. What you hacking for?
Intel. Yeah.
Intel.
I don't got nothing on that, so maybe I shouldn't roll because I don't have a good call on what I'm looking for right now.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with you hacking to hack. Just know that the more you hack, the more that you might get detected. But you could easily get into their systems to start out if you were just wanted to have a thought later, maybe something you were actually looking for. Or you?
Yeah,
or
you know what? I feel like Agatha would just hack everything all the time just to see if she can.
Yeah. Give it a roll.
I would
There's
like
those two
to.
successes.
Oh goodness.
Fuck. In my head, I'm like, make it a little more difficult too. Fucking two. Okay. Yeah, you hack and you get into their general network. And we'll leave it at that for a second. Sid, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, like, while I'm eating the donut, I was wondering if I could do an observation roll to see if I notice anybody being kind of like shifty.
No, give me an observation roll. 2 successes. You don't notice anybody being shifty. You do notice the waitresses all have a look to them, and they're all very polite. Give me another observation roll. Let's see what happens. You may want to roll.
I want to use a momentum on this.
Okay, that'll give you a success. So go ahead and roll. 2 more. So you're kind of fixated on the waitresses for some reason, but you're not quite sure why that is.
Oh, is this an uncanny valley thing going on?
Sort of, not really, but it's along those lines. Momoko, you doing anything other than enjoying your childhood donuts?
Momoko will notice what Sid is doing and also look around. Harry, can you roll observation for me? I can't.
Yes. Yep. Once the sheet loads.
Glasses.
Okay. And I do not have access to my sheet right now, speaking of, because my computer died and my phone is not allowing me to.
Oh.
Sid, tell me, what
Okay,
are
come
you looking for exactly? You can try and-
I
Two
mean,
successes. Whew.
have you noticed that there's something a little off about the servers?
no. Well, I rolled 2 successes. Let's see.
Dude. You notice that they're all L hosts.
Our hosts.
Which are androids, basically. They're basically, you know how the people, there's the cube, which is like your brain, like the stack, which is your consciousness. Those are, an L host would be what you put that into. So you're basically like an android, or you're a human inside of a robot body, basically. And you notice that all of the waitresses are of this type. It's hard to tell, but if you look long enough at it, you just spot it, and you just kind of notice that, oh yeah, they're like really high grade L hosts, and you can just kind of pick up on it because they all look the same, and that's very unusual.
Nite, they're not human. They're to simplify, androids. So, Cassian, are you being confident for once in your life?
I'm gonna vox over. Yeah, I hunt people professionally, but right now I am out of my depth.
Oh, okay. So, in other words, you are not being confident. Agatha, you're no disappointment. How are things on your end? We have a new discovery.
Question: does the rest of my party know that I'm an L host?
Yeah, they would know.
They would know. Okay.
But I mean, there's no discrimination against that. It's just, the only reason it's weird here is because they literally all look the same.
Okay.
The waitresses are L hosts, and Sid mentioned, were they acting oddly, or was it just that they were unnerving?
Watch as they do their rounds. If they come up to anybody and start to, I don't know, behave bizarrely, tag that person, radio me.
Should we flag them down, perhaps, to interact with them, Sid? I would also like to get them down.
You're more persuasive than I am, so.
Hey, Cassian, now that you know this, analyze the room. Roll analysis.
Okay, let's do it.
Ooh, 1 success, 1 fumble. Okay. So, now that you know now, because you're able to key in on the waitresses because it's been pointed out, you start looking at them, and then you notice, yes, they all do look the same, except for one. And you look at her, she looks back at you, you look at her, and you have that moment of, oh. It's almost like that moment in an action movie where everybody like looks at each other, and then somebody's like, don't run, don't do it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna switch to the goopy rounds, the ones that like gum up people so they can't run away. Just very casually, just reach behind me and just doop.
Realize that you don't. No, I'm not gonna tell you. Agatha, what you do? You're in their systems. You now have figured out that the waitresses might be a clue.
I would like to pivot my hack into the one that looks slightly different.
Okay.
In a preparation to make sure she cannot get away if she decides to run.
Give me a hacking roll. Two successes. You can have a momentum because as soon as you try to hack this thing, like your equipment glitches out.
Oh, so that didn't work.
Right. But you're still in the network, so records maybe. Back to Sid and Momoko. You can kind of look over the counter and you can kind of see through. There's like a big counter in the middle. Cassian's actually on the other side, but there's a couple of breaks in the center counter where all the coffee is. And you can kind of see Cassian looking, and you look down the way and you can see through another break in the counter. You see a particular L host, and you can definitely tell that Cassian, and this L host have locked eyes.
Sumimasen, head waitress. Momoko will like gesture over to that L host. Yes.
She kind of looks. She looks over and she looks at Cassian and kind of does that sort of like start walk in, looking at Cassian, and then sort of catches your attention. She's like, and starts walking over.
Arigato.
Question. I'm sorry to interrupt. Like as like a mercenary, I would be trained in like body language, right?
Yeah.
Would I be able to tell that this girl's ready to bolt? Like I could tell she's ready to run.
That would be a psychology roll.
Okay. Can I roll that or no?
You can roll anything you want.
Okay. Oop, please be good. Please be good. Please be good.
One success. You read it well enough, like she's apprehensive.
Okay.
And then you get over the comms, you can hear, "Hey, team, how you doing? So Cassian, I see that you pulled out your weapon. I forgot to tell you, whatever this thing is, bring it in without incident, please. You are in a civilian area. You can't just go shooting up the place."
I was gonna go non-lethal, but we'll try this the old-fashioned way.
Still requires you to shoot something, and I don't want the local police all up in your bizzles, so back off.
All right, I'll flick the safety back on, and I'll make my way towards the L host.
Okay. You can do a sort of casual thing and like slide in at the table next to Momoko or Sid.
I'm not gonna slide into the table because I'd rather be able to, like, if she has to go anywhere, to be between me and the table.
Okay.
So I'm gonna position myself at an adjacent table.
Okay, fair enough. Agatha, what are you doing?
Agatha is gonna sort of be checking her equipment to see, like, to try to figure out like why she was bounced, despite like what she thought was a successful hacking roll or whatever the equivalent of that would be in game.
Right. You thought you tried to access it, and as soon as you tried to do that, you got hit with that weird digital virus contamination thing.
Okay.
Like you accessed it, and you knew quickly enough to like just shut it, like kill the connection to that L host because you knew it would infect you. But yeah, anything else that you might want to try to hack? Anything else you might want to try to do?
I wanted to. I would like to. Oh, I don't know if I can do this. Would there be like local law enforcement that I would like to sort of like silently signal that, like, hey, I'm an O12 agent and we might need backup and sort of all that?
You actually heard the thing that got told to Cassian from Mark Twain, and no without incident kind of covers no cops.
Okay.
Like, the thing's weird enough where O12 wants to bring it in without anybody knowing what's going on.
I gotcha.
Cool. Anything else?
Yeah,
that you would do?
then nothing else right now. No, I'm just gonna kind of be on edge.
Cool. Back to Sid and Momoko sitting at the table. What do you do?
The L host is at our table, right?
Correct. And she's looking at it. Can I help you?
Yes. I would like another box of your mochi donuts.
Oh, a box? And she looks down and she's like, "Oh, you've eaten an entire box. Okay. Sure. And she punches in at her data pad. You can actually hear like a crackle and a sizzle from the data pad. She's like, oh, it's on the fritz again. Damn it, this is the third one this week.
Oh, has this been happening frequently? One of our friends works as a tech specialist.
Oh,
Perhaps when you get off your shift, he can give you a free consultation.
Maybe, sure. But I think I'm fine, but I don't think this thing's fine. And does he work for the company? Does he work for corporate?
I believe they're freelance, but I'm sure it will be fine.
Oh, well, maybe. Anyway, I'll go get your box of donuts and I'll be right back.
Arigato.
Excuse me, ma'am.
She looks at you and she actually like pulls back. She's like, yeah.
I'll like lift my hands up, like, don't worry,
Okay.
because I know she kind of like we're sus of each other. The cat's knocking things onto the floor now.
Good cat.
Thanks, cat. A word, if you wouldn't mind.
Well, I need to get these people their
No,
donuts and my machine's messed up, so
No, nope, it's okay. You're good. Let me just talk to you. You're not in trouble. Don't worry.
I'm on my shift and they don't like me talking to customers other than taking orders, so my break's in like 2 hours, so we can talk then. Maybe. Bye.
Well,
Having witnessed this exchange, Agatha would like to. I guess JT the player is imagining that there is the L host, and then there's maybe some other entity sort of co-opting the same space. Is there a way for me to check for that?
Yeah, you kind of already know that from your role previous. You can tell that that's not an L host. It just happens to sort of mimic one in a weird way. It's definitely not an L host. It's definitely not a cube inside of there. It's something way different. And sort of the residualness that you get from all the code that you've encountered, like it's living. Like there's some living code inside of there, almost like AI sort of level, which in this world there are no rogue AIs. Like that's bad. There is only one major super sentient AI, and this thing seems super sentient, which is odd.
Bad. And Agatha does not like AIs. Let me tell you. So Agatha is, with this new information, Agatha is both going to sort of silently send that information to the rest of the party, as well as back to Mark Twain. To see what they come up. Especially interested to see if Mark Twain has the ability to give any information on this new information.
Wait, you found an AI? Okay, you're telling me that you think it's an AI, a rogue AI? All right, so check the company's record, see if it's on file. Did they hire this thing?
I'm already in the system, so I assume I would have access to something that low grade.
Yeah, roll hacking.
Wayne-sama, I have an hypothesis.
Wow, 3 successes
on me looking up basic corporate donut shop.
Which is good because you were looking for something very specific. You get a name file. You're going through all like the L host files, and these are actual people, so they actually have names and existences and registries and everything. And you come across one, and you're like, that's weird. The birth date's like ancient. What? No, what? And you sort of cross-reference that with known databases, and you get a name of Kelly Beatrix O'Collins. And this name has an actual like social security number basically assigned to it. But it's like old. It's like 2 versions of social security numbers old. But it checks out, and you can ping that L host thing enough to know that yeah, that actually is what it thinks it is.
Sorry, the name was Kelly Beatrix what?
Well, Collins.
Collins, okay. I don't like this at all. At all. Can I run a search on that name and the information sort of, or is what you told me basically what I would have gotten from that?
That is what you get, because any other, you get the barest minimum of data that would exist to versions of social security number type systems later. Like, most of the data is lost. All you have is a name and a record file that's just gibberish because it's so old. It almost looks like something got corrupted or mistranslated, and just the system doesn't know how to read the file anymore. It only needs to, it can only really read like the header file basically.
Okay. Then I would like to continue. Again, JT, the player, has read enough fiction to want to tap that last name for like importance or like sort of the commonality of that last name and whether there are any like of note things with that last name.
Roll analysis.
That's not good.
One success. From what you can tell, this name is of absolutely no importance.
Relay the information to the team and see what they got.
Okay. Back to Cassian, who's nearby, and Momoko and Sid sitting at the table. She's on her way back with a box of donuts. And do you let her deliver to the table? Do you intercept her? Do you say anything? Cassian, do you kind of let her do what she does?
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Once she gets to the table, sumimasen, another order. Could you deliver black coffee to that man over there? And Momoko will point to Cassian.
Oh, I don't like that man, miss. He's
Neither do I, sumimasen.
Oh, you know him? Momoko, give me a observation check real quick.
Are you?
Yes. Yep.
2 successes.
God damn.
I don't know what's going on tonight. Gotta check these shoots.
Hot dice, man.
Hot dice. Yeah, her name tag does say Kelly on it.
Alright.
So,
I appreciate this favor, Kelly.
mm-hmm. Oh, name tag.
What did I press? Oh. I pressed a thing.
It's okay. It's just garbage. What were you saying, Momoko?
I'd appreciate the favor, Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
And I promise he will do you no harm. It's just, we got into a fight, and this is my way of apologizing.
Oh?
You know, boys can be so difficult.
Right. What's the favor? What do you want me to do?
Just deliver the black coffee to him.
Oh, sure. I get. All right, I'll be right back. Goes back, delivers the coffee, and just kind of like shakily gives it to you, just like here.
I'll take it. Kelly.
Oh, name tag. What? Do you
We have
need-
some questions to ask you.
Look, again. My break's not for 2 hours. I'm sorry.
Your break is irrelevant.
It's
This
not,
can be easy or this can be difficult. And if you come with us, I say us because I'm not alone here. If you come with us willingly, this can be easier just for everyone involved.
I'm gonna have to ask my manager. Let me see if
We'll handle your manager.
And at this point, you do notice that there is sort of a gruff-looking dude sitting behind the counter, and he's eyeing you, and like you get that look of like, stop harassing my waitresses.
We'll see you in 2 hours then.
Okay, I'll meet you. All right, I'll be here. So yeah. Okay, cool.
I'm gonna find a rear entrance and post up there.
Okay. Momoko and Sid, what do you do?
Sid is
Momoko
like,
is like
screaming
oh my
because
God.
Allah damn it, Cassian. Show more tact, sir.
Yeah, both Momoko and Sid are just like he has no idea how to treat a
Yeah,
lady.
sorry. Normally when I deal with people, they immediately run or they try to shoot me.
Cassian, you have no tact with women.
Okay, so you're waiting for 2 hours. Agatha, anything that you want to do for the next 2 hours?
I would like, well, actually, like before this, having noticed gruff-looking manager guy, I'd like to see if he's open to answer a question of when Kelly was hired. That was not information you gave me from the personnel sheet, but maybe I would have gotten that, and I can ask for that now.
Yeah, if you want to go talk to the manager, you walk up to him, and he's the manager, like he doesn't, but he's a rude manager. So he doesn't really sort of regard you at all.
But excuse me, sir.
Yeah. What?
I'd like to file a complaint with one of your servers.
Okay.
I'm gonna point to Kelly.
What? The newbie? Damn it! She keeps screwing up the equipment, screwing up orders. What did she do for you?
You know what? If she's new, I don't want to cause any problems. You know what? I apologize. Thank you for your time.
You know what? I'm just gonna to go talk to her. She's been such a screw up lately. All right. And he goes to walk away and starts walking towards Kelly.
I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna stay in here then and see what goes down and make sure that we're kosher for the next 2 hours and see. I want to stay. See what
You see,
happens.
he kind of gives her that sort of like hushed dressing down thing that just a rude, unsavory manager would do. And you can kind of tell like she frowns, sort of like for the rest of her shift, she's just sort of somber. Yeah, the next 2 hours go without incident for the most part. Everybody in the room, and I guess Cassian at the back door, give me observation checks. One success, 2 success, of course 2 success, 1 fumble, 1 success. All right. Where is this? Yeah. Cool. You notice between all of you, Momoko is she's on like her 4th box of donuts. And is just like crumbs all over, just double fisting at this point. Cassian, you notice a couple of suits sort of look at the back door, but then walk away. Agatha, you glance in the direction of a door and you see a couple of suits walk in. Sid, you see the same thing, but you can definitely tell that they eye you guys as well as they eye Kelly.
Hey guys, I don't think we're alone. Someone else has their eyes on Kelly.
Yeah, Mark, you see those G-men? Calling up to Mark Twain, telling him, like, this is probably not going to go off without incident.
All right, so look, I said without incident, I meant without incident. You need to do this without incident because we don't need the local G's on everybody's tail, all right?
The issue is they're already on everyone's tail. I don't like making noise, but it might be inevitable.
Find out who those are because they ain't G's, they ain't police, they're something else.
Huh.
I do declare you need to do this without incident.
Understood.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, where are we positioned at the moment?
Your guys are like up against a windowed wall looking out to the outside. These guys sort of post up all at the one of the countertops. Yeah, they're maybe like 4, 5, 6 tables away from you.
Okay, but we're all of us are still inside, correct?
Cassian's at the back door, outside, I would think. You
Okay.
two are sort of like in the middle of the large donut shop. Agatha, where did you position yourself?
I sort of imagined in my head was sort of like near the sort of like the employee, sort of where the heading back into the back room, but still in the customer service area.
There are several like places to the back of the kitchen, but you're by one that Kelly seems to sort of favor. It looks like just because it's where her section is. So yeah, that's where you're in. You have a clear line, and you're about 10 tables away from where the suits have sat down.
I'm gonna vox to the group that there's without incident, and then there's without incident, and without incident might mean we don't want to involve any local law enforcement, any local suits. This clearly isn't it. But if we need to create an incident of the civilian kind to make sure that we get Kelly and they do not follow my lead.
Okay. What you do?
Distraction.
Agatha is waiting for the 2-hour mark and the Kelly getting off mark to implement and is otherwise being vague because that is her way.
About 30 minutes before that 2-hour mark, a couple of suits, and you've noticed they've sort of like gotten up and sort of walked by Kelly every once in a while, and you can kind of detect that they're talking amongst each other now. And what would you want to do? Do you want to try to intercept them, try to see what they're saying? Like, what do you guys want to do?
I think this is a moment that Agatha realizes is not an appropriate moment to get caught hacking into some unknown forces equipment, so it's not going to do that at this point, and is sort of staying in the corporeal world at this point.
Okay. Momoko and Sid, doing anything?
Can I spill coffee on the people that walked in?
Yes, you could, but to not be so obvious about it.
I'm already drinking coffee.
Right, that's fine.
I want to get up and go to the counter, which these guys are closer to, and I trip over my own feet and crash into them.
Roll either stealth or discipline. Whichever's better for you.
Okay. I don't think either one of them are good.
Stealth to sort of fake this, or discipline to just have the discipline to pull this off.
Question, are the infinity points the momentum thing, right?
Yes, and those literally you could take the scene if you wanted to and have things actually happen.
Actually, I would like to do that because
All right,
I have the 2 from votes, which I used already, but I still have my own pool.
Remember, infinity is different from momentum. Infinity is like literally super power points. Momentum you would add to dice rolls as you use them.
Okay.
You walk over and you have enough wherewithal to sort of spill this, but not make it so blatant that that's what you were trying to do. You do a good trip. So you trip good, you spill it on one of them, and he's just like, what the hell? Like, what? And he's wearing like a white suit, or sort of like cream colored suit. So big, just stained down the side, and he's just like, what the hell? What? You don't know how to walk? What's your problem?
And then I just like immediately start speaking in my native tongue in Arabic.
Oh.
And like, so I just pretend to be like, a foreigner. I don't know what's going on, and I just like start apologizing and start speaking in broken English. Um,
Whatever. Get out of here. Just get out. Just get out.
and like I continue like to keep fumbling, and I start grabbing napkins to try to like, I'm trying to make as big enough of a mess distraction to allow the others to try to get to Kelly.
Okay. So everybody picks up on that. Sid's giving you a fairly good distraction where at least one or two of them is dealing with her right now, and the other two are just trying to keep their gaze and trying to look around because they're good at what they do. They suspect something's weird. So what do you guys do?
What is Kelly? Where is Kelly? And what is, in relationship to
She's
us
about
right now?
3-4 tables away from where you're at. You're 10 tables from them. Momoko is probably 10 tables from Kelly and 6 tables from the scene at this point. And Cassian, you know what's going on at this point. So do you come back inside, or you still watch that back door?
Is there anybody at the back door looking?
No, you're in an alleyway. You're like in a you're sitting
I'm
next
alone?
to the dumpster. Yeah.
I'm gonna just Vox in. Well, I keep saying Vox, we're in the wrong universe. I'm just
Doesn't
gonna
matter.
Yeah, I'm just gonna radio.
Cool word.
If you bring her out the back, this alleyway is clear.
Okay.
All right. Momoko is gonna, like, once it's about 5-ish minutes to Kelly's break, Momoko's gonna go over and just be like, "Hey, Bessie, I waited till your shift ends.
You're about 20 minutes out, and she's like, "Well, I got 20 minutes. Persuade her."
Okay.
Here,
The eyesight not working.
Where's persuade?
Scroll down.
Personality.
Personality. There we go. I see it. Okay, 2 successes.
I don't know. These dice are hot. That is wow. Okay. So you're like, okay, and she's like, well, I don't know, and she's just like,
It'll be
you know what? It just turned out to be a terrible day. Some asshole said something terrible, like that I gave bad service, and my manager dressed me down. You know what? I all right.
Girl, you were so good at the service. Come on, let's talk about it.
Okay, my stuff's in the break room, I guess.
Yeah, it's okay.
So you're
I'll
able.
meet you in the alley out back, okay?
Yeah, sure, I guess. Okay.
That's
You know-
where your break room door leads, right?
Yeah, it's close by. I can get back there.
And Momoko like purposefully shut off her vision visor and just be like, oh no, my vision visor has stopped working. I can't see. Kelly, could you assist me, please? I'm so sorry.
Sure.
To ask for this.
I'll out back. Oh, I'm sure. Okay. Yeah. And she kind of takes your arm and like wraps an arm around you and starts leading you towards the back. Agatha, you see Kelly and Momoko pass by you and start walking towards the back. And two of those dudes are actually watching all this, and like they're trying to get up and move towards towards you.
At this point, Agatha is going to attempt to. I don't know if I want to do a hack yet. Agatha's just gonna sort of like nonchalantly, like, kind of get between between Kelly and Momoko and the two suits, sort
Okay.
of in a I'm heading back from my seat towards the counter sort of way.
Okay. So they go back into the back hallway. You get up and you start walking towards the counter, and those guys are walking towards you, and you're about to have that moment of like collision or in an encounter. What do you do?
Let's see what attributes and skills I have on my character sheet. Let's see. I'm going to go with a lifestyle roll and notice the tie and ask if the specific, and ask if it's like some specific high quality brand of tie that Agatha would somehow know about, given the lifestyle roll.
Roll it.
1.
Good enough. So you ask that, and you name off some brand, and you don't even know if that's a real brand. And they kind of look at the tie, and they're like, "No, fuck you, lady. It's just a cheap ass tie. Get out of our way." And they kind of start to push past you.
Would athletics be inappropriate for tripping them? Tripping
Yes.
one of them. Okay, I'm gonna roll that then.
Okay. 2 successes. You trip both of them. They both sort of stumble over each other into a table, and now they're stained with syrup, waffles, and whipped cream, and just all kinds of coffee and everything. Sid, at this point, you notice this happening over with Agatha. You kind of look over your shoulder. What do you do? The one guy just pushes you off and is like starting now to get up and to walk towards Agatha.
I get up and start like shouting even louder in Arabic.
Okay. And he's just
like, is this
"Shut
dude
up,
like
crazy
doing
lady."
a hate crime on me? Like
and
I was just trying to help.
with that, he's just like, whoa, hey, nobody said anything. What are you talking about? Lady's crazy. She didn't say anything. Give me a man, there's no hysterics roll. Give me a discipline. Nothing.
Boo.
So they kind of push you away and start hurriedly moving towards the back of the back room towards you, Agatha. Those guys next to you are trying to get up. You're about to be clobbered by 4 dudes, it looks like. What do you do?
I'm gonna box to. We're all saying box now. It's canon.
Yep.
I'm gonna box to Harry and be like, and basically say, I need a distraction. Come back in here now, and follow my lead, because I still haven't got my plan. My plan has changed, but my plan is still in my head.
Okay.
How big of a distraction are we talking? You want me to rob the place?
No.
my God.
I'm gonna take this jilted lovers thing a little further.
Okay.
And,
Copy.
I'll
move in to.
Yeah, and basically, as Harry gets in, I'm gonna use that opportunity to sort of block the passageway into the back room by getting into a lover's quarrel with Harry.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
So Harry comes, opens the door, has the wherewithal to sort of prop open the door, and he passes the meeting room or the break room where Kelly and Momoko are at the moment, and Kelly's getting her stuff, and Cassian, you come walking out the back, or come walking up from the back, and like toss like a chair, a bush or something down the hallway to sort of block it, and you come up to Agatha, and Agatha, what do you do?
Full open palm slap right in the face.
Oh, wow.
Oh, what the fuck?
Cassian,
You deserve
you've been slapped.
you deserve that, and you know it.
Yeah, probably, but Cassie just knows. What is this about? What's this about?
Who are those two?
I don't know them.
I saw you talking to both of them today.
I swear, I've never met them before in my life. Cassian's now caught on.
The 4 of them are all like, whatever, weirdos, have your domestic dispute someplace else, and they're just trying to
No,
get
you
past
guys stay out of this.
And it's just a big mess. Momoko, you're back there with Kelly, and you can hear all this going over on your comms. What do you do?
Oh, Kelly, it's getting really, really loud. Yeah, I feel like speak with Dean? Do you have all your stuff?
Oh yeah. Sure. Yeah.
I know. Here you can get to my shuttle. So then I can prepare my route.
Oh, okay. So she kind of leads you out the back, kind of looks up the hallway, and you can kind of see like the suits are trying to bob their heads and they're trying to get past, but like Cassian keeps bumping into him, and Agatha keeps like tossing Cassian into him, and the two of you slip out the back, and the four of them immediately are just like, screw this, and break away from Cassian and Agatha's lovers quarrel and start heading for the front door.
Okay, yeah, Momoko's gonna switch on her vision and just be like, "Oh, wonderful, my vision returned. But please allow me to thank you by hosting you on my ship."
The most polite kidnapping.
Come, and Momoko
She's like,
will just take her hand and just start running to the ship.
She's just like, what? Hosting you on my ship?
It's a tradition from where I am from for your generosity.
I'm gonna grab a cupcake and throw it at the back of one of these suits' heads.
In that one, it just like looks pissed off at you, but he's diligent in what he needs to do.
Ah, shit, they're professionals.
Yeah, so they actually bust out and they start running towards the back. Agatha, Sid, and Cassian. What do you three do at this point? Because you know Momoko is running somewhere.
Shit's blown. We need to pursue them.
I'm coming back to the shuttle.
Your shuttle is actually parked at like the municipal like bays. You're gonna need to take a taxi to get back there.
Oh, okay. Is there like a big crowd area where Kelly and Momoko can like hail attack? Like a train station. Those things. Are trains even a thing?
Well, like that back
rail,
alley crosses between two major streets. So like, if you ran one way, yeah, you actually come out into like a big sidewalk sort of street thing. So yeah, you're in a crowd with a bunch of people, streets in front of you.
Perfect time to hop a cab.
Trying to hop a cab. Let's see if you can hail one. Yep. So you like wave, you throw your hand out, and one pulls right up, and you hop in, and yeah, you guys are gone in a way. Sid, Cassian, and Agatha. At this point, you know that those guys have run in the back alley, but Moko has easily gotten away at this point. What do the three of you do?
We should ask these guys some questions. If they're in the back alley, one of us can go and cut them off. Someone else can go through the back door, and we can sandwich them. Okay,
cool. Who goes through the back door? Who goes to the front and around the corner?
I'll go to the front.
Okay.
I guess that
in the back.
All right, Sid, you're going to the back. Agatha, where are you going?
I guess around the corner. Is that one of the options?
Yeah, so you would either go out in front around the corner to get to the alleyway, or you just go straight through the back of the donut shop to get to the back alley. So to sort of corner them, one group would need to go through the back door, and the other would need to go out the front and around the corner to sort of come up behind them.
I'll go with Sid because Harry's character can handle himself better, probably by my estimation.
So
my character's estimation. I apologize.
The two of you run through the back, and you come into the back alley, and they kind of come running up and sort of do that scooch thing, and they stop, and then Cassian comes up and around the corner, and you got these guys cornered. They look at you, and you kind of see that their hands are all in their jackets as if they're reaching for something. What do you do?
Yep, you're muted.
I muted myself instead of unmuting myself and started talking. Agatha is going to blow an infinity point to make sure anything electronic or internet connected gets shut down right now.
Cool. Like you, as you're running back there, you immediately you sort of killed the Maya connections to your central region, and in fact, you're sort of generating a sort of cone of silence around yourself. That means that both you and your friends, but them as well, are sort of dead in the air at the moment.
Does that include Momoko and Kelly, or are they far enough away?
Oh, they're long gone. So like your communications with Momoko at this point are cut off. Just any sort of there is no. You're in a dead space.
Perfect. So infinity points mechanically, like if I were to spend one, could I like quick draw goop round the three of them?
No, that's like over usage of one. Like you can't just say I win the game. No.
Okay. No, that makes sense. No, I'm not clear on the usage of them. Are they like?
It's kind of like a retcon, sort of like.
Okay.
I forgot to. I want this to be here, or I want to make sure that this situation happens. So like you can kind of set and rewrite the scene to a point.
Okay.
But it's not an I win button.
Yeah,
basically.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, now how do we proceed? Because the moment they go to draw, I'm gonna draw on them as well.
Can I get clarification on whether their guns were internet or were like smart guns?
Good question. The dice say maybe. Odds or evens?
Evens.
Okay. And you can see they're kind of touching their ear to try to talk, because that's what people do, regardless if they're in the future, if they're talking over the comms. And they realize they're cut off. Their hands are still in their pockets and still in their coat jackets, ready to pull. And they're just kind of waiting to see what you guys do.
I'm gonna sort of just do one of these to Sid and Cassian and be like, "It's your show."
Everybody, drop your weapons. My gun is a dumb gun. It is an old 357. So.
They look at you and they're just like, "Fuck you."
You want to play that game?
You could try to persuade them. You need a really good persuade.
Yeah. Is there an intimidate roll?
That would be a persuade.
Okay, perfect. Let's see how this goes. Because we're about to break Mr. Twain's request.
Momoko's been the only one to follow that rule.
Very good,
While
Momoko.
Momoko's kidnapping Kelly, she's just like, "So, how's your life?" Like,
One success. Do you want to blow some momentum on that?
Yeah. I don't know if I have any momentum because I didn't.
You do.
You start. Yeah. You can spend an infinity point to get momentum, or if you got votes from last week.
Okay, I didn't get votes, so I'll just spend an infinity point.
All right.
Shit.
It counts as an automatic success.
You spent an infinity point.
Oh, it counts as an auto success? Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
it's not a success. So you got 2 successes.
And then can I aid, because you said we need a lot?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't remember if I just used my infinity point. I don't remember. I think I had momentum from a audience vote from list.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it, and then you.
What am I rolling? /roll.
Persuade. You definitely rolled.
Oh, I
persuade.
just clicked persuade. Okay.
Yep.
I thought it was okay. Yeah, working on the rules. Persuade.
1 success. Roll another d20. Roll persuade again. Okay, and then well, you said you were spending an infinity point, right?
No, I already spent my infinity point to blow, so no.
Okay, cool. So you can definitely tell that Cassian's pulled out his gun. That sort of helps us persuade. And then Agatha, what type of weapon do you carry?
I carry a boarding shotgun, so I would assume relatively intimidating.
You had it in like a satchel or something like that was thrown over your back, and you just sort of like pull that out of the satchel, and they slowly pull their hands out of their pockets, but you can definitely tell like they're still aggressive, but their hands just out of their pockets, but still close to their chest on their jacket, and they're like, "All right, maybe we can work something out here. How much you want for the girl?" I'll know who sent you, but you still got a chance to make things right. You could hand her over, and we can make it worth your while.
Why don't you tell us what you know and we'll compare notes?
No, that's not gonna happen, Chicky. It's not happening.
Why not?
It's just no, that ain't happening. So we can all walk away and just have a nice day. Forget this ever happens. How's that?
Agatha is gonna sort of look at the other two and be like, "I think that's our best go right now to keep with Mr.
It's
Twain's
better
thing."
than. As much as I'd like to detain at least one of them, that's going to make a big stir. So I'll like lower the hammer on my revolver, and then
Okay.
I'm keeping it raised, but like I'm uncocking it.
They leave by way of you, Cassian, because you're just one person versus two. As they turn the corner, one just kind of like does this little finger gun and like blows across his finger like he's gonna get you someday. And they walk away and sort of disappear into the crowds on the streets.
Question: when I did my infinity hack, would I have gotten any identifying information off of anything that they had on them?
No, we'll just say that you were able to sort of silence the area, but as far as hacking them, no, you didn't. You were hurriedly trying to make sure that at least nothing got out at that point in time. But you didn't hack them, so that would have required a little cyber warfare. Other than that, so you guys are in the back alley. Momoko is quickly away and making her way to the municipal airfield, and at that point I think that's where we'll end our tale until next awesome time.
Sir.
Cool. So you guys spent a lot of time in a donut shop, found out the waitress is an AI, and yeah, you know that some people know about her, at least some suits do. You're not sure who. So yeah, anyway, hope you enjoyed yourselves, and as always, you can find us on the social medias at Vorpal Tales. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Vorpal Tales. We have two other awesome adventures you can check out. Next Monday is Marone with Poos. He'll be leading a group of cyberpunks in Cyberpunk Red on Monday. And on Fridays is Patty Shake as he guides his rowdy group of adventurers through Onyx Path Publishing Scarred Lands. We also have 3 Terrifying Tales. No, that's actually 4 Terrifying Tales now. No, something. 3, 4. We're every day of the week now, even on Saturdays now, 9 o'clock. Check us out. Check out our calendar that pops up on our show reels and on our website at vorpaltales.com and on our Twitch channel. You can also check out the pull list on our website. Friend of the show at Funky Thunder does his weekly review in no particular order of the week's latest comic releases. Be sure to check out our shop links on our website. Vorpal Tales has created several great supplements to enhance your games. There are more in the pipe for all the games that we play. Buy them. Make your tabletop experience more vocally. I have been Space Lord PJs. Check out my doodle website at cartoon.ninja, which I haven't posted to in a month. I feel bad. Been working on Vorpal Tales though. Real quick, everyone, plug your pluggables. Let the viewers know what show they can catch you in next, and any other cool online things that you do. Tiffany.
Hey everybody, I'm Tiffany, also known as Pinky. You can find me all over the interwebs at Pinkie Pie, as in pie and math, 88. Next time you see me will be on Friday.
Cool.
Playing Terhana. It's gonna be super
Awesome.
and exciting.
JT.
Hey all, I'm JT. You can find me around the internet as at Zetsomancer. You can find me next on Vorpal Tales on Saturday night playing Glitch and Witch, a dual-bodied cybernetic AI thing in a completely different AI universe than the AI in this one. Anyway, moving on. Playing Deviant the Renegades by Onyx Path upcoming.
Awesome. Jane.
Yes, you can find me on Twitter and Tumblr at The Confused Crow. I have commissions open. 5 slots are still available. And I will also be on Saturday's Backer Kits. I will be playing Veronica, the outcast who got it all she ever wanted via demonic means.
Ooh, wow. Ew.
Mhm.
Harry.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube at the Slibbery Cat. I live stream a lot with various people. You can find me on twitch.tv/theonyxpath from 9:30 to 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time every Thursday. You can find me here on Wednesday and on Saturday, because I'm in that show too. Listen to the Saratoga by Night podcast. It's good. Yeah.
Awesome. And finally, the special dessert of our show. Everyone, vote for who your favorite player was tonight. Whoever you vote for will get a bonus momentum for our next session. So, Tiffany, who do you vote for?
Oh, wow, okay. My voice did a thing. I am going to be giving my vote today to Jane. Definitely enjoyed the science girls hanging out, having donuts and all that, just enjoying company. It was really nice.
JT, who do you vote for?
I'm also going to give my vote to Jane, although for slightly different reasons, in that Momoko is actually the only person to follow Mr. Twain's rules to the letter.
Nice. Good job. Jane, who do you vote for?
I'm going to give 5 points to Sid, just for being a real good pal in the donut shop.
Yay!
Also, that coffee scene was really funny.
Cool. And Harry.
I'm going to give it to TJ, honestly, because those hacking rolls were coming in the clutch. Like, those were very,
TJ
very
the streamer
helpful.
or JT the streamer?
Oh, JT. Sorry.
No, it's canon now. It's part of the Vorpal Tales, like,
The cinematic
amalgamation
universe.
of worlds.
Also, Doggy said bye-bye.
Puppy!
Nice. All right. Awesome. Awesome being excellent to each other players. Well, Circus Snacks, you don't have to go home, but you can't keep playing this game tonight. Watch our Vorpal Tales crew next Wednesday at 9 p.m., where we continue our new sci-fi adventure in Infinity, and check out all our other shows on practically every other night at 9 p.m. Not practically every other night anymore, every night. Remember to slap that like and subscribe, and for the love of the dice, game on.